Going to be in a relationship, whether married or in a relationship, that I think is very imperative that you have a friendship in the context of your marriage, because we already understand that all friendships, relationships are going to be tried and tested by something, right? And so if you don't have a good foundation of a friendship, in my opinion, inside of a relationship, then when those rocky times comes, when those hard times comes, what's actually going to be the glue to your relationship? What's going to hold y'all together, in those hard times? So I just think about keeping a good balance of just someone. Because think about this, like, I know one of the mistakes that I made when I was married, that me and my ex-wife, we were not friends. So when I wanted to talk to somebody, when I wanted a confidant, it wasn't her. And sometimes it was another woman's ear. And that's a very dangerous thing to do when you're in a relationship, confiding in other women, instead of taking that time and that energy and investing back inside of the household and communicating with your wife. Now, we already know that a lot of times we are victimized with our vulnerability. We can communicate, we can talk, but when you use our heart against us because we've poured our heart out, then that is what causes the man to shut down when we're vulnerable, and then you use that against us in the heat of the moment.
So I don't want to.
No, you good, you good.
So
just make sure you piggyback on what I said and don't jump over the rainbow.
No. So he right. If most of the time when a man marry you, he love you, he cherish what you got. All he asks for is the respect and the reciprocation back.
True.
Because he got on his knees. He wants for you to understand who he is because he thought that you was the one. So it's a real communication barrier between a man and a woman, because us as black men wasn't taught how to communicate. I'm a great communicator. I communicate great, but everybody don't communicate great because they didn't communicate in the streets, so they didn't understand how to communicate with a female, because they feel it's a form of sign of telling or snitching, but they got to differentiate the thing between the streets and marriage.
But I think that shutting down component starts in the home, because when you get in trouble or when something happens that transpires in the household, a lot of times what the parents tell you to do: close your mouth, shut up, be quiet. So it's always that normalizing trauma and shutting us down that will, from an adolescence in our younger years, it causes us to shut down because that's the way we've been trained, that our parents shut us down from communicating. So even if we feel a type of way, you don't have an actual voice. And so I think that sometimes that it's normalized as you continue to grow older. So instead of communicating with people and telling people how you feel, we're so used to shutting down or being shut down that we just shut down in the context of relationship. Exactly.
I guess I communicate good because I want to let me talk first.
Or you just talk too much. Which one is it?
It might be that.
Oh, okay.
It could be I talk too much, or I want my point to get across. I can say what you want to say, whatever you want to do.
Okay, but if your point is getting across, are you listening at the same time? Because a lot of men are very domineering, and then when they're trying to they don't listen. They just talk to be heard.
Hold up, and I've learned to do that.
Oh, okay.
So I used to be like the one that's a talker, but if I understand what I gotta do, I need you to communicate on the same level as I thought you could do. You might can't do that, and I gotta understand you as a communication individual, because you never meet two people who communicate on the same level. One is a good communicator, one is a great communicator.
Not necessarily. I'm not gonna say never.
I mean, not never. Not
I can say,
but like on a
it happens.
basis, yes,
it happens. I'm pretty sure a lot of people are in a marriage and context of a relationship where one person is overly communicating and the other person is not the best communicator. But that's why it's so important to vet the person that you're in a relationship with and really get to know their individual. And you can find out if somebody's a communicator early in a relationship. Just talk. Ask the hard questions, Yeah. And if you continue to do that, it shouldn't be that hard.
No, it shouldn't. But a lot of women say that men can communicate, when they actually